Hi everybody, it's time for a real big update to the private servers I run over here at Scalespeeder Gaming for DAYZ. We're going to have details about the new servers we've got with the new maps and a new rule set as well that we're going to be running, well, I guess basically from today and through 2020. But I just wanted to start off with a big thank you to everybody who's been on the private servers over the past, I guess it's been a year, isn't it? We've had some amazing times. I want to thank everybody for all the support, for taking part in the events we've had and doing stuff on the servers, and the financial support as well, with all the subscribing and donations that have come through. So thank you to everybody. So what have we got now? Well, I'm pleased to say that if you didn't know already, we've now got 4 servers, 2 for PlayStation and 2 for Xbox, and they run Chernarus on one and Livonia on the other for both platforms. So if you enjoy DAYZ and you're playing on the public servers but you're thinking, this is a little bit hectic for me, I want a little bit more of a chilled out experience, then for a small monthly cost, and the monthly cost, it's really just it's really just a very small barrier so that we can hopefully guarantee that the only people who get onto the servers are, shall we say, slightly more mature. Because in order to get access to these servers, you know, it's $2 a month basically. You have to become a member of my Patreon, which I think is $2 a month, or you can become a paid member of my YouTube channel, which is a little bit more, but that might be more convenient for you. So we have got new rules though for well, starting now, because I think we've learnt a lot over the last year. I know I have, and it's really allowed me to clarify what I want from a private server experience, as opposed to what I want from the public experience as well. And so what I've decided to do is the Scalespeeder Gaming private servers are going PvE only. So player versus environment only. So these are basically for servers for people who want to run around, they want to explore, they want to have adventures, they want to build stuff, but they're not for anybody who wants to come along and start shooting other people. Now, we will be having at some point during the year player versus player events if people want to do so, if there's enough interest in that, that we'll have in specific places, and we'll have some player versus player events. But in all other cases, this is player versus environments servers. So that if you're that sort of player, if you think, actually I've had to go on the public servers, I found them a little bit too maybe aggressive, you know, I want the time to really explore and learn the game, then perhaps coming over to the Scalespeeder Gaming servers will be a good experience for you. Next thing, the private servers are going to reset every 3 months. Now, I had a long, hard think about this. And the problem you have with any server system is that over time, resources, but whether that be weapons or whether that be building materials and things like that, they tend to get concentrated in certain areas. It just naturally happens, you know, it's what people do. And there's no real way at the moment to redistribute goodies throughout the server. And the only way that I can really think about to do this is actually say, well, every 3 months we're just going to wipe the server and start again. And I think that gives you enough time to gather the resources to build a base, have an adventure, and then perhaps, you know, in 3 months' time, when the server does wipe and you've got to start again, it also forces you to maybe do something different and enjoy a different part of the game in a different area, or maybe instead of concentrate on Chernarus, you concentrate on Livonia or something like that. So there's going to be a reset. I mean, it's the 17th of December as I'm recording this video, so it's going to be reset on a few days on the 31st of December, then March the 31st, June the 30th, and September the 30th. The other thing is it also helps to keep the server database more healthy, because DAYZ, as we know, is quite buggy, and having a wipe and a reset every 3 months I think will help the way that the game runs. Now this is one of the key rules of these servers: no raiding of bases, no vandalizing of bases, no breaking into bases, no stealing from bases, no dismantling of bases, even if they've been abandoned. A man's home is his castle, or a person's home is their castle, and the idea is that on these servers, if you decide to build a base, nobody else is allowed to come along and break into your base and nick your stuff or damage it or take anything. So unless you think that's a good idea, don't bother joining these servers. Okay. And kind of related to that, no, I don't want anybody setting any traps near other players' bases, or maybe adding locks to the outsides of other places, or putting barriers or barbed wire in front of other people's places so they can't get into them. Now, I know I mentioned earlier we're going to be having a reset every 3 months, but I just want to say to people, no excessive hoarding of loot. Another reason why I wanted to go for PvE rather than PvP is I didn't want people to think that they needed to gather all of the guns and ammunition and grenades and everything in one place, because they're going to need them at some point for a big battle. It's like no, that this is PvE. You by all means try out all the different guns and have fun with them. But we're not going to be doing much PvP, and so you don't need to hold that much stuff. What I will probably be doing is I will be going around every now and again, maybe, and visiting people's bases and having a look round. So just don't excessively hoard loot. You know how much stuff you need to have a good time, and don't hold any more than that. But then again, after 3 months, it's going to reset anyway, so you're going to lose it all and start again. No cheating. Do not exploit the game engine to gain advantage. No duping and no loot farming. So one of the reasons to come to a private server is it is more difficult to cheat, because you can't dupe in the same way. However, there are probably ways that people can cheat on the servers, on the private servers, and so if you do and you get caught, you will be banned. One thing I do say is that people are allowed to have an alt account. So you'll have your main, say, PlayStation account, and if you've got a second account, by all means you can use that in the game. So you can have 2 characters on each map as well. So you could have a character in Chernarus, and then a second character in Chernarus as well. And then when you use that account on Livonia, that will give you 2 characters as well, because I understand people might want to have a character in one place and a character in another place with different kit. However, that is for you and you only. You can't give that character's details to someone else so that they can log in and play at the same time as you. That would lead to a ban. To get access to private servers, you've got to be over 18. 18 or over. You have to join the Discord, because I have to have a way of communicating you with things like password changes and whitelist changes and rule changes, and you have to either subscribe to my Patreon or become a paid member of the YouTube channel. In fact, let me show you that now. So that's Patreon, so patreon.com/scalespeeder. I think it's $2. $2 or more per month is all it costs. Pay how much if you want, but $2 more than enough. Or if you go to my YouTube channel, it's easier for you. If you say join, I think it's £5 a month, or it might be $5 a month. It's a little bit more, but it'll do the same thing. Or if you really want to support the channel and the thing, join both. But whatever's good for you. Again, the idea really of these payments, it's not to make me a millionaire or anything like that. It's just to support the cost of running the channel and running the Discord and all that sort of stuff. But also as a little barrier to entry. So people, so you do have to think about, do I want to spend half the cost of a posh coffee on an experience? And certain people won't want to do that, and certain people will. Here we go. So sort of get into the more serious stuff now. Access to the private servers and or the Discord may be removed at any time with no reason and no refund of monies paid. Okay, so if I decide to kick you from the server from whatever reason, or if I decide to stop doing it, then it's just going to end, and that'll be it. No, I won't necessarily tell you why. Now, I've got no plans to do that, but I just want people to be aware. I do this for fun. I do this in my spare time, and I might just decide to finish it. I'm not planning to, but I don't want people to have any great expectations and be really miffed if something like that were to happen. And again, that's another reason why it's the cost of entry is so low. All Discord members must be treated with respect at all times. This is super, super important. So everybody who's in the Discord and on the private servers will be an adult. So we all need to behave like adults and talk to each other in a way that we would want to be talked to ourselves. When you join the Discord as well, you'll see that there's a channel called Discord Rules, so have a read through them. You must follow those, and they're related to all of that sort of stuff, treating people with respect, things like that. Any suspicions of cheating or rule breaking must be reported privately to me, Scalespeeder, with a private message on Discord, or you can email me. Do not post accusations or suspicions in the Discord channel. So if on the private server you're on, you think somebody's done something naughty that they shouldn't have done, you don't go into the PS4 private server or the Xbox private server or any of the channels on there and go, I think so and so's done this, or this has happened, somebody's cheating. Okay, because you don't really know what's happened. DayZ is an incredibly buggy game, and all sorts of things go wrong with it. Things despawn and disappear, and I want an environment where we treat everything in a manner where we don't assume guilt, and we don't go around shouting at other people without proper proof. And in fact, as the admin of the Discord and the admin of the servers, that's my job. So everything must be kept private, and then I will or may not take action upon things depending on what I think is appropriate. So the really important thing is, if you think something's gone wrong, you email me or you send me a private message on the Discord saying that I think this has happened, can you look into it? And then at my discretion, I will look into it, and I may or may not do something about it, and I may or may not get back to you about it. But I don't want any public recriminations or shouting or anything like that. So I've also put a few FAQs here that I'll go through as well, just to kind of maybe answer some questions people have got. So someone might well say, I like that the rules protect bases in these private servers. It means that my stuff will always be secure, right? No, it doesn't. You've got to remember that all these rules, apart from the killing each other rule, is an honor-based system. If you kill someone or shoot at someone and damage them, I can see that in the servers. I can't track people easily as they move around the map. Now, there is a way that I can do it, but it's not easy, and I don't like having to do it. So what I'm saying is, if you don't think you can respect these rules, don't bother joining. And it's also why, if I suspect that you have broken the rules, you're just going to get banned really fast. There isn't going to be, it's not like a trial or anything. I'm just going to, I'm pretty sure that could have happened. You're gone, and I won't even tell you why. You'll just be banned and kicked without any refunds or anything like that. But what this does mean is that if you've got some valuable loot, say a really nice sniper rifle that you've got off a helicopter crash or something like that, maybe don't hide it in a barrel in your base. It's somewhere obvious. Hide it somewhere else, because I can't tell where people have gone easily that may have snuck into your base, got inside somehow, stolen the thing, and then say repaired the damage that they have done in your base, and then legged it. Okay, I'll have no way of telling that's happened. So you should then think accordingly, plan accordingly, be a little bit more clever, and think about it that way. Another question: if I and a friend join the server, will we be able to have our own shootouts? So I thought a long time about this. So no, this is PvP on. This is PvE on these servers. Player versus environment. No PvP at all. You can't go around shooting each other, even if you both want to. Right? If you want to do that, go to another server. Go to a public server. Go to another private server. No PvP unless it's at an event that I have sanctioned. Following on for that, will there be community PvP events? Yes, there will be some where PvP is allowed, and they'll be announced in the Discord. How often? Probably not very often. We'll just have to see. What happens. Don't join this server if you're joining it for PvP. This is really a server where you can join. Excuse me. You can join in. You can wander around and you have your own private adventure where you don't have to worry about being killed by somebody else, and there isn't going to be lots of instructions about what you should be doing, or events and things like that. It's really just like almost like you're running a version of DayZ on your own console, and you're on it really by yourself most of the time. I built a really cool base. Can we skip the 3 monthly wipe? No. So again, I think this wipe is really necessary for the health of the server, and it will redistribute the loot, it will refresh the database to reduce errors, and it really discourages people from creating situations where all the loot is being concentrated in smaller areas. Because what happens then, I found out, is if all the really good loot gets stuck in one area or a couple of areas, that encourages other people to break the rules to get at that loot. So to get around that whole thing, we're just going to wipe the server every 3 months so that all members, whether that be new members or existing members, have a chance to experience a fresh private server, which is, it's a thing of beauty being able to run around and find guns and stuff easily. Can I put lethal traps, e.g. trip mines and barbed wire, around my base? So, yeah, by all means put barbed wire around your base to protect it, but I don't want anything around bases that's going to kill people when the like trip mines. Barbed wire is fine, but trip mines are a bit different. By all means have trip mines inside your base to protect it, but not just hanging around outside. Now at the moment in DayZ, trip mines and all that sort of thing, they despawn after a while anyway, so they're a bit of a waste of time, but barbed wire is fine outside. Can I claim an area of the map for my group? No, you can't. I'm not going to be putting any circles like we used to on the map at the moment, saying, this is the area for Fred Blogg's clan. We're not going to be doing that. However, if you create something that's for a community resource, like a trading post or a supply post, or a rest post, or I don't know, just a cache of supplies in some barrels, tell me, and I may decide to mark them on the map, but this will be at my discretion. I'm finding what happens if you break the rules. Rule infractions will lead to bans from the server and the Discord with no refunds of monies paid. A lot of this is all based on, we're meant to be having fun in the game, and we really got to have an honour system as to following the rules. So I haven't really got time to argue about things. Life's too short. If you do something wrong, we're not going to decide whether you had any justification from it. It's just going to be, you're just going to be out of there. So, as I said, to join the private servers, you can go to Scale Speed Gaming and press join, or you can go to the Patreon, and for a couple of bucks a month you can join that way. You have to be a member of the Discord, which this bit is, and you'll come into the Discord and then you'll say, hi, I'm here, and then I'll sort everything out and put you in that way. We've got those servers now. So we've got PlayStation for Livonia, PlayStation for Chernarus, Xbox for Livonia, Xbox for Chernarus, and I'm really looking forward to everybody coming along. If you fancy a more chilled out DayZ experience, a PvE experience, if you're 18 or over, come and join. What I'll do is I'll put a link in the description box down below to the rules, so you can have a good look at them, and then the links to Patreon and the YouTube channel, and I'll put a link to joining the Discord as well, so come and check it out. And finally, once again, a big thank you to everybody who's been a part of my DayZ community over the last year. It's been really good. We've had great times, we've had challenging times, but I couldn't have done it without you, and I think you've all helped me to sort of clarify the experience that I want to have out of DayZ private servers, and that we can have going forward. So thanks to you all, and everybody have a great Christmas and New Year, and I look forward to bumping into you on the green fields of Chernarus, or maybe even the woods of Livonia. Thank you very much. Put your questions and comments down below. Hit like if you enjoyed the video, subscribe if you want to see more of the same, and I will see you again soon.